Guys, I know I haven't filmed much in the past couple of months or so since I started my channel, but I finally got the tank up and running. It's kind of brownish water, but I got some crawdads in there. Right there. There's one in the log. Not sure whether you can see down there, but I got some fish. Got a couple of really cool looking they're called long-eared orange and red spot sunfish. Caught them from a local creek. They're in here and they're still alive from earlier today. And it is I think this is qualified as like an old food storage container. Like this is what or liquids or something. I don't know, I couldn't really get anything off the label. There wasn't much of it left. But I have it hooked up to this pump right here. It's got like 120 gallons in it. But this says 60 to 100. The thing about this is, guys, some of y'all may say, oh, your fish aren't going to get enough air. If you have like 150 gallons and it only does 100 gallons of aeration an hour. The thing about it is that most people don't know is I have a foot-long aerator, and what this is it's finer grit block than most things. The finer grit block your aerator is, the smaller the bubbles are going to be. And so the smaller bubbles you are going to be, the more air that is actually going to be going into the water. So that will probably put out, I think, if it does 100 gallons an hour, each one of these probably does 50 gallons worth of aeration an hour, right? The one with the foot-long, smaller bubbler probably puts out 75 to 80 gallons of aeration an hour. And that is because the smaller bubbles allow more air to escape into the water. I am yet to buy one of those for this one. As you can see, the bubbles, let's see if I can focus. The bubbles are much bigger than the ones over there. See the difference? Bigger bubbles, smaller, but bigger, smaller. And so the fish are getting more oxygen from that one than they are from this one. So if you're thinking of setting up one like this, I would recommend this one. It's got a little dial. It's not one to focus. It's got a little, but it has this little dial that you can turn it lower and higher. Right now I have it on high. It's just a regular 110 socket insert. Yeah, I just have them in here. I'm hoping to breed these guys because I love having these fish for bait. These fish are great flathead bait if you're going for any form of river flathead or any form of flathead, period. And I got some crawdads in here. I'm hoping to breed them. Not sure how well it'll work. If it doesn't work, I'll probably end up putting some form of like pet store fish, like probably goldfish and like maybe some shiners and stuff. But all these little bugs on top, it'll focus. All these little bugs on top are from this thing. And this is what I plan to be feeding them. So this is little blue light, right? The fan is reversed, so it sucks down instead of pushing out. So little moths will swim in here and they'll get sucked into this little thing. And then I just unscrew this, take it over here, dump it in, and the fish have all these moths, which they'd normally be eating in the wild, as many as they can eat at their disposal. I got some buckets and some little pea gravel in there. Some lava rock especially. I'm going to be filling this with sand so that the fish can breed. I got some big breeder males and some big breeder females. I'm feeding them some worms, but I have this 8-foot. So it's, the diameter is, I don't know. It's 8 feet from one side to the other. I'm no good with math. 8 feet from one side to the other. 2.5 feet tall. And I'm just going to fill this with sand because this is about how deep the creek is that I was fishing in. I'm going to fill this with sand about 3 inches under the bottom mixed with pea gravel. So this is going to be underneath that one. And so this little nozzle right there, I'm going to put a filter on there. So that little fish will be in this one like minnows, however you pronounce it. And bigger fish will be in that one for breeding. And then I'm gonna have this bigger pump. I'm gonna switch this over. It's normally solar powered. This does like 1,000 gallons an hour of water. It's hooked up to that solar panel, but I don't like it. I'm gonna hook it up to a 110 socket. But that pump is gonna be in that one. And so guys, that one's gonna have to pump it in. It's gonna come up into this one. This one is gonna be above it with this little nozzle just over the lip. So that's gonna flow into that one, aerating both of them. And so I'm hoping to be able to raise some small bullhead catfish, maybe the occasional channel catfish, and a lot of bluegill, brim, whatever. I don't know. Comment down brim if you're from the Midwest. I hear that's what they call them up there. Y'all are so weird. But yeah, they're in here. And I will keep y'all updated on how the fish are going. I don't know how well the fish will adapt, so I've never really tried them with these fish. But the crawdads, I've had them for a couple of days. I caught them out of the river with my cast net, and they're doing great. Like, they're thriving. Speaking of which, I need to feed them. But I'm hoping to get some crawdaddies breeding, because they're tasty, and some perch breeding, because they're also very tasty. And yeah, guys, that is my current plan and setup.